Welcome back. This is my avatar on the sun. Today, it's a serious episode. It's about a topic that's really close to my heart and I feel strongly about. Did you notice how people are always interested in stories of death? And not just any kind of death, but tragic. The tragic, like brutal murders, serial killings, tragedies, disasters with multiple casualties. These kinds of contents always draw large audiences. I'm one of them, and documentaries on these stories are my favorite. They're just so intriguing in a really peculiar way, honestly. The most recent documentary that I've watched was one from Netflix. It's called House of Secrets. It is about the tragic deaths of 11 members of a family in a city called Burari in India. 11 members, three generations that were living in the same house. It was so disheartening, especially with young kids involved. Basically, they were influenced by the youngest son to perform a ritual that resulted to all their deaths. You can head over to Netflix and watch it for further details, but what really interests me was the man who caused all of these unnecessary deaths. He was obviously a very disturbed man, and there had been signs through the years of some form of mental illness, and the family was referred to a psychiatrist before to help him. But like most old-fashioned traditional families, the word mental health is just not talked about, and they think that an implication of mental illness in the family would be shameful. This guy went through traumatizing near-death experiences and the death of his father in a span of a few years, but nobody from the family talked to him into professional help, getting professional help. I think anyone who almost died twice, and the second of them, honestly, is really a brutal attack. They would need some type of help just to cope and deal with the trauma. There should be no shame in that. If it was me and my father died around the same time as well as I would have flipped too. That's why we need help. People in a lot of communities think the same way that getting professional help for mental illness means you're crazy. That something is wrong with you. And there's a certain fear for people who are known to have mental illness. In my community in particular, neighbors will gossip about you and your family. And they think that you will just start raging and kill everyone around you. But in reality, mental health is like hygiene. You take care of yourself so that you don't get sick. And if you're vulnerable, then you ask for professional help so you can be stronger and better equipped. You wash your hands and take a bath. You brush your teeth to avoid getting sick. You take supplements if your body has deficiency and it needs help. And I think the same thing applies to our mind. We should normalize getting professional mental help and remove the stigma on mental illness. If we approach mental health the same way that we approach physical health, then people who actually need them or need help will not be ashamed from getting it. And we can hopefully avoid some tragedies like this. This story is so devastating, but it should have been an opportunity to open conversations about mental health. One of the professionals that participated in the documentary even said so, that deaths in this family should have started conversations about topics like trauma and therapy and such. The guy obviously had PTSD and didn't get any help. But instead of meaningful conversations, the whole thing was sensationalized in the media and made into a circus, really. Speculations about cults and supernatural beings and paranormal activities overshadowed the real issue. Because the real issue is not as newsworthy, not enough to draw views and reactions from the public. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, if you ask me. And my heart goes to the kids, really. The youngest was 14 at the time, I think. It was such a heavy subject. If you're going to watch it, make sure to prepare yourself. And not just tissues. It will make you cry, but really, you have to prepare your heart as well. It's just a very, very disturbing situation. It was disheartening that the private life of this family was paraded in the media and made into a circus. A media fiasco, such a shameless way of journalism. That's it for me. Connect with me in social media. The details are in the description. Thank you very much.